welcome back to my channel. This is Elizabeth coming to you on Saturday, March 14th, 2020. I will get this uploaded by tomorrow, which is Sunday, March 15th. And I'm doing this reading today or tonight for the water element. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Hi guys, how are you? I hope that you're doing well. This message will be good through the coming week until next Sunday, which is the 22nd. Reading for the element of water and from the element of water. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if you are a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, if you have your North Node in a water sign or any important placements, certainly this video will be appropriate for you. Also, if you want to tap into the energy of water, and that would be the emotional realm, the intuitive realm, anything coming from the heart's desires, anything regarding our feelings, relationships, this reading will also be good for you as well. So you can kind of use this as a way to tap into the energies of that aspect, those aspects of your life. Again, your deepest heart's desires, your wishes, your emotions, your relationships, those kinds of things. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you guys are the water signs in the zodiac, and this is our very last week of Pisces season. So woohoo! We've almost made it. It's been really emotional and pretty intense the last few weeks, especially last week, with everything that's going on within the global community, you know, regarding this virus and so forth and so on. So we won't say the name because I don't want my video to get flagged or anything like that. So we all know what I'm talking about, and so I really wanted to get as many videos done this weekend as I can for the collective, for everyone out there, so that I can give you some messages from spirit, from your higher self, from our higher selves, the angelics, source, pure unconditional love, the universe, and what those messages are for the collective, and particularly tonight for the water element and from the water element. So like I said, we're gonna do a nice reading tonight. And when I was meditating on the element of water, because water is a conscious being in itself, the element of water holds memory. That is what science has found, that water is able to hold memory like a computer, like a quartz crystal holds memory, so does water. So therefore it's able to be programmed. So that's why people put their intentions over water. And if you look into Dr. Emoto's work on water crystals, frozen water crystals, you'll see how the positive intent over water actually changes the structure of water, and showing how our thoughts like create reality, how they manifest into the physical. So I was hearing reprogramming that water, the water element on Earth, was working to sort of reprogram itself. We'll see if that comes out in the reading at all. So that I thought that was interesting that I just heard the word that there's a massive reprogramming happening with the element of water on Gaia. Okay, and I think that that has to do with clearing out energies, clearing out lower energies, clearing out some of the toxicity, so to speak. That water is almost self-healing itself right now, which is really kind of profound if you think about it. And also that could have to do with all of the light workers out there who are doing all of the work, right? Whether it's intentional or unintentional, whether you know it or not, that that humanity is actually helping. And even some of the other elementals, like the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, that Gaia is sort of consciously like reprogramming herself, and that makes a lot of sense. It really does, particularly with what's happening. I feel like there is a clearing, a massive clearing that's happening globally, on a global scale. My incense keeps going out. I'm gonna relight it. I'm using a Moldavite incense tonight, and that is incense with the essence of Moldavite. And so we're going to try to get that going. Okay, so then I heard for the element of water, things surrounding your worth, that there has been a lot of thinking about and putting energy into your own worth, what you're worth, what your time is worth, what your skills are worth, what your love is worth, what your heart is worth. The next thing that I saw, I connected with the Akash, and I had Metatron with me. Michael was also there, Archangel Michael, and I was seeing water being put into pails, like pails of water. And there were so many pails that were being filled with water from Spirit. And almost as if the water was overflowing, almost as if our own emotional body was overflowing. And that Spirit was helping with that overflow by kind of like almost helping to compartmentalize our emotions a little bit. And this is definitely speaking to Pisces season, the overflow of emotions that we can often feel during Pisces season, being so linked into all of the emotions, the whole spectrum of emotion, all of it, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, the light, the shadow, like all of it into one. And so that was really interesting, that Spirit was there to support us by sort of like taking the overflow for us where it felt like it's too much to bear. It's too much for us to hold inside of our own physical container. That Spirit was like, don't worry, I can take some of this for you. Are you having too much of this emotion or that emotion? Let me carry some of it for you in these pails. Isn't that funny? And then the next thing that I saw was a sandy, beautiful sandy beach, and the water was starting to recede. It was starting to recede as if the high tide had reached its culmination, and the water was starting to recede from the beach as if we were going towards more of, towards the low tide. So this kind of like roller coaster perhaps of emotions that may be happening, and that's happening inside of the collective, is starting to calm down. My whole body felt calm. Once I saw those waters receding, a wave of calm came over me. That was really beautiful. And then in the Akashic book, I saw the face of a gypsy. She was wearing sort of like a violet or purple bandana around her forehead. And then I heard the Allman Brothers song, Sweet Melissa, talking about a gypsy flying from coast to coast. But back home, he'll always come to his sweet Melissa. So there could have been this sense of just wanting to roam free, wanting to be free, wanting to, you know, get out there and travel or experience the vastness of the world, experience just not feeling so tied down to the physical life, to the mundane life, to the responsibilities of the day-to-day, and just wanting to be as free as the wind, right? You know, the wind is so light, and so linking into the air energy, perhaps. Okay, so we're going to start with, I think with an oracle card. I want to get one from the Kyle Gray deck, Angel Prayers, and this is his first oracle deck that he created. It has some archangels in it, and then the rest of it are messages, just simple messages. So we're going to start with one of these for my dear Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and from the element of water. So what does the element of water want everyone to know? And next weekend is the equinox. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, that is the spring equinox, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, that is the autumn equinox. And so there's definitely going to be a shift of energy, and that's where I think this water was starting to recede to make room for a fire element coming in, you know, Aries season coming in, making room for fire to come in, and for all of us to feel like reignited again in April, because I think it's going to be a little while before the energy really hits us. We still have the Sun conjuncting Neptune, so that's definitely bringing up a lot, bringing a lot to light, bringing a lot of our subconscious energies to light. So let's see what angel message wants to come out. Okay? Okay. So one card, please, for Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There it is. I knew it. I felt him with me in the Hall of Records. Michael. Michael has been around, right? And I think that even if you're not necessarily connected with angelic energy, everyone can sort of recognize Michael, you know. Kyle Gray actually says so eloquently that Michael is the archangel that literally has made it to Hollywood. That he is the angel that has made it to Hollywood. You know, he's so well known. Michael comes in on the Blu-ray and he tells us that we are protected. So he's someone that we can call in, an energy that we can call in when we feel as though we need some protection. And this can be linked to our health. This can be linked to our physical world, our spiritual worlds as well. So if you're feeling tied down by anything, or like you have any kind of cords that need to be removed, energetic cords, excuse me, that perhaps are connecting you to people or places or situations that you no longer want to be connected to, you can call on Michael. He will come in with his sword and he will cut the cords for you energetically. And that can actually free up a lot of energy within your body. It can release some of the blockages. You can ask Archangel Raphael to come in afterwards or during to help kind of like heal any of the areas that, you know, from where cords have been removed. They work really well together. So you're protected, and I think that this is beautiful. It says, "Thank you, Michael, for surrounding me with your protective light." And so when we are calling in the angelics, the spirit guides, our highest self, I think the vibration of saying thank you for fill in the blank, instead of please, will you please, you know, God, please. Instead of that, feel the difference in vibration when you simply say thank you, because it's saying thank you as if it's already been done, and so it is. So if you also are thinking about your family, your friends, your loved ones, and you want to keep everyone really safe right now, there's a lot of worry, a lot of concern as water signs, as a water element, being so empathic and connected into all of the subtle energies and the not so subtle energies, kind of feeling everything very deeply. This could be a really hard time for you right now, just energetically and emotionally. And so calling on Michael and saying thank you for protecting my loved ones. If you have, you know, if your parents are older, thank you for protecting their immune system. If you have children, thank you for protecting my children. Thank you for keeping them all safe and healthy at this time. I'm just so pleased that Michael came out of, you know, all of the cards in this deck, that it was Michael. And at the bottom of the deck is the beautiful Earth Angel card. So this is speaking to your energy. Thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. Being an Earth Angel, someone who has come to Earth to be a beacon of light, And so during this time where there's a lot of panic, uncertainty, worry, fear, so much fear happening, you guys, that the water element is coming in to say, you're a beacon of light, you're an angel on Earth. You have wings, you have them, you have energetic wings, like feel them, meditate on that, and that your light, your positivity, your light is literally surrounding the earth and raising the vibration of the people. That's a really just beautiful way to start the reading. I'm so happy for you guys. Oh, one of my other favorite card, signs from heaven. Still being in Pisces season, definitely pay attention to the messages that you're receiving at night while you're sleeping. And just in general, just the signs that the more subtle signs that you may be getting, songs that you hear on the radio. If someone comes to you with a message and it feels like you were really meant to hear that message, really having an awareness that right now you know, you're in a space where you're able to communicate with the divine, because all of this blue is linked into communication. So, you know, being able to receive and give messages, being a channel, right? I love that. That is so beautiful, you guys. So we're gonna put, I think we'll put both of these cards up just to kind of, I don't know, ground the reading. We're gonna ground the reading with Michael and with this beautiful earth angel, which is you. Let's see. I think we'll do a crystal card from the Crystal Allies Oracle deck. And we'll take one crystal card and just get a little bit of crystal healing for you guys. I've really been enjoying bringing in some crystal energy to see, you know, for the week ahead, what crystal is coming out from the element of water that we can work with regards to our emotions, our heart's desires, and our relationships. And for Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, Venus, North Node. If you have a North Node in a water sign, even your Mars, that would be appropriate too. Okay, so we're gonna get one card, one crystal healing card. Sugilite is a really powerful and rare stone. It comes in on the purple and violet ray. And I love that this is a water. In this deck, she breaks it into, each crystal is associated with an element. So earth, there's fire, there's storm for air, there's water, and I think there's even spirit. This is coming in as a water element crystal. So how appropriate for the water reading. And you can see it almost looks like the moon card a little bit in the tarot, where we do see the moon and then we see these two pillars, you know. So definitely tapping into the intuitive side, paying attention to your dreams, like I was just saying. Sugilite, I'll show it to you up close, is just a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous purple stone. I don't have any specimens. I have a ring that's a Sugilite ring. It's rare, so rare that it's really even being pirated right now, because the reserves are so small. It's very high vibrational, and what it does is it protects your aura. So it is protective, but more so it surrounds your aura with pure love, with the vibration of love. So it's good for even attracting love, right? But it really does help to seal your auric fields, to seal it. So if you're using the energy of Michael to come in and cut any etheric and energetic cords, and then you kind of meditate on the energy of Sugilite, if you have any, you know, that's great. You can certainly search for some online and buy some smaller tumbled stones or specimens or jewelry, and use Sugilite as a way to seal your auric field just with the vibration of love. That's the vibration that it carries. The other thing is, because of the ray that it comes in, it's almost like a violet ray, or even slightly magenta, more of a violet ray. I associate this with the energy of Saint Germain and being able to clear karma, right? Being able to dissolve karma. So that's another thing. And then crown chakra and third eye, obviously going back to dreams and visions and really like activating your pineal gland at this time, paying attention to your dreams, working within the space of meditation. So that doesn't have to mean, you know, like sitting in a meditative state. Whatever meditation looks like for you. Some people find that they get into a natural meditative state by taking a run, by running, by hiking, cooking, drawing, you know, whatever that looks like for you, especially if right now, if you have some more downtime, because let's say events that you were supposed to attend got canceled, your travels got canceled, if you are, you know, losing time at work, which I hope you're not, but I know a lot of people are. So if you're having a lot of downtime, you know, really doing things that calm you, that put you in a state where you are able to receive messages from your highest self, from your guides, from your angelics, and just tapping into that energy. It's available to you for sure. And with the moon, you know, when the moon comes in, it's like we can't see everything when the moon comes in, but it's also when we are aligned with our intuition and our, like our body's nudges and niggles kind of thing. So paying attention even just to the body and what your body is telling you. And keep a dream journal. I always say this, keep a dream journal. You know, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you had an amazing dream or something really prolific or something that like just wakes you up out of a dream, make sure that you write it down. Keep a journal of that. It's really, it's a great thing to do. It's a wonderful tool to have. And especially at the end of Pisces season, you know, that we're wrapping up, you may have a kind of like a resurgence of really vivid dreams happening right now, water signs. So, okay, let's get into the tarot portion. And we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chrisanne, which I've pre-shuffled all the decks. I've cleared them. I was using sage, dragon's blood, frankincense, myrrh, and white copal. So they've been like thoroughly cleared and charged. Yeah, so, and they've been shuffled a lot. So we're just gonna get into it. I saw in your pre-shuffle, kind of like maybe perhaps what you were going through last year. There was some heartache and some heartbreak, and really being in a state of feeling left out in the cold. Like the Five of Pentacles came out, the Five of Cups came out. This was all in your pre-shuffle. And all of those energies, like a Three of Swords even came out. And then it led to an Ace of Pentacles and a Knight of Pentacles. So it felt like perhaps you went through some challenging times and then came out of it. And there was like new opportunity and you were feeling like you were kind of planning, doing a lot of planning for things in the physical and kind of taking your time with that process. So we'll see what wants to come out. That was just like in my pre-shuffle that I did. King of Wands, fire energy coming in. Wow, like a Leo energy that wants to come in. So this could be you, water sign. Oh, there goes my nose. Coming in with this fiery, charismatic, confident energy, feeling really creative and passionate, courageous, charming, magnetic. Is that you guys? So when I was shuffling, I was just thinking about Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and the energy that you guys carry with you as being bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords. Could this be someone that you're feeling some regret over or missing? we'll see. But I was thinking about, you know, you guys being the sort of like healers of the zodiac. If you have placements in Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you know that you guys are often the healers. And so I was thinking about, when I was shuffling, that because of that, you need to take extra good care of yourself. If you're the ones that are kind of always there for everybody else, to console other people, to comfort other people, and maybe literally to heal other people, that it's really important right now that you are getting rest and that you are taking care of yourself. Like, you see this earth angel and she's like holding the whole world in her hands. And so it's really important for you to make sure that you're giving yourself the same care that you're giving to everybody else. And even with Michael coming in, you know, to say like he is here, you know, to protect you as an archangel that wants to be with you, that wants to work with you, that wants you to know of his presence. So, like I said, really pay attention to your dreams and visions, and just any of the messages that you're receiving right now from your higher self. This King of Wands is almost telling me that you are like, have to keep your fire going. Like, you're really doing everything that you can to keep that spark of fire within yourself right now, that you're sort of like coming out as the leader in your family, the leader at work, the leader, like, you feel like you have to be in a place like a king would be, in control. Are you not being able to like show your emotions, to show that you're worried too? Or maybe you're just not, which would be amazing, you know? But it's like you're coming across, you know, obviously you're manifesting here as the leader, as the king. Like, you're in charge. You're the one in charge. You're carrying everything. You're carrying everything. Maybe that was you with the pails of water, kind of carrying for everyone else. Eight of Cups. You know, the Eight of Cups comes in to show us when we need to sort of like walk away from the things that aren't serving us anymore. And Cups is water energy. It's emotions, you know? So you might be really thinking about taking a step down in a way, like taking a step back. Taking a step back with the Eight of Cups, like she's moving forward. So she's walking towards something else that gives her emotional fulfillment, that she's, you know, sort of like leaving the things behind that just don't serve her anymore, and going towards like brighter days, something brighter, something that fulfills her, something happier. She's kind, you know, she's barefoot here and she's kind of tattered and torn up, but she's walking towards like a sunrise, a new day. And this really just could be like the end of Pisces season, like, and the start of the new astrological new year, like leaving the things in the past that just don't serve you as we're approaching Aries season, and walking towards that sun, towards the sun. King of Wands being a fire sign, you know, walking towards the light, that inner fire, the outer light, the inner light. I'm not going to take jumpers, but that was the Four of Wands coming in. More fire energy, our foundation. That came up for the fire reading that I did last week. The Four of Wands was kind of like the theme of that reading, and you've got Wands energy. So maybe you're dealing with a fire sign here. Aries, Leo, Sag. The King of Wands shows that there's been like a transformation. Three of Wands. Wow, this is amazing. The King of Wands, he has a salamander here on his shirt. You see that? And in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the King of Wands is also shown with a salamander. And what that indicates is the transformation, the moving through the worlds. I refer to my King of Wands as the shaman. I refer to him as the shaman of the kings. And the reason is because the salamander, here we're also seeing the lion, but the salamander being his like animal totem. And the Native Americans said that the salamander as a totem, that they would literally like come out of the fire. When they were in ceremony, a salamander could come out of the fire as if it had like gone through hell and back, been through the depths of like Pluto for you Scorpios, like that Plutonian death, the underworld, and that they've come out completely transformed. So I refer to the King of Wands as the shaman because he's the one who can move between the worlds, like the shadow and the light. He can go into the underworld and kind of like and bring light to like our shadow self, the demons, like that kind of thing. So he represents transformation for me as a reader, and a shaman, so someone who can move between the worlds. And that is sort of like associated with the water element for me as well, because the water can go so deep. Like you think of like a dark swamp, you think of the deepest oceans, right? And how dark it is down there, that as humans, like we don't even know what really lives at the bottom of the ocean. That's like kind of like the underworld of Mother Gaia, is like the deepest parts of the ocean. So, you know, this really just could be speaking to like the transformative nature of the water element and of water signs, and how water signs can go so deep, So you really may be like in this last week of Pisces season, like going deep within one last time before your ships come in. 3 of Wands is where we have set the course. Like in the 2 of Wands, we've picked the direction that we want to go in. And in the 3 of Wands, it's like that manifesting energy. It's things coming into fruition. It's the ships coming in. It's our ships coming in. You know, they may be at a slight distance right now, but she sees them and they're there. This is a lot of, it's a lot of energy. Again, this is fire energy. So that Aries season coming. So if you look at them together, it's a really beautiful energy. It's a really beautiful energy. It's kind of like doing the work that you've been doing, a lot of this emotional reevaluation, reprogramming. That was kind of the word I was hearing in my meditative session, was like a reprogramming of your emotions, of your emotional realm, like a transformation in the emotional realm. And you've definitely been like working on manifesting a new energy in your life. And this really could be surrounding, I was hearing surrounding your worth, in your relationships. The fire energy that's coming out for you guys is, you know, our creative pursuits, passions, the action that we take out into the world. You know, doing the things that are of value, like not wasting your time anymore is what I'm hearing. Like you don't want to waste any more time. Have you been wasting time? I don't think anything's a waste of time, but maybe you've felt that way a little bit. I think that, you know, it's all part of the learning process for you guys, for everybody. Whatever it is that you're leaving behind, you're creating space for the new things to come in. You know, you're creating space for the joy and the abundance in the physical. for the Ten of Pentacles. I felt like this was around your worth. I heard the word worth, and here is where, like, we have internalized our own worth, where we know it and then we build it. So here's the Pentacles energy coming through. You know, this is like the goal. This is the legacy. This is, you know, the total abundance, stability, wealth, family, leaving a legacy where we can, you know, where we can give back to the community, we can give to the people that we love, and it's something that we have built. Pentacles energy, you know, it's slow moving. It takes a long time for the seed to become, you know, the full-grown tree. It takes a long time, and it's going to take, you know, your confidence in yourself, being super passionate about what you're doing. You know, for this Ten of Pentacles to come in, you have to really be passionate about what you're doing. You have to really love it, you guys. You have to really love it. Whatever, you know, this means for you, it has to be surrounding the things that really light you up inside, that push you to do it every single day. And the courage, because, you know, he has this lion too, the courage to walk away from the things that don't serve you, the things that take up too much space, and make like it where you're overflowing, and spirit has to, like, you know, carry it in these pails for you. The courage to really walk away. And I think that that's what you're doing, because you know that if you do, you know, your ships will start to come in. Like, you'll start to see the results, because 3 is connected to the Empress, which is all about creation and manifesting in the physical. And this is the physical, and the 10 is like the completion. It's where we literally have like everything we've ever wanted under the sun in the physical realm. So it's gonna take, you know, it's gonna have to be something that you're passionate about. And maybe this week and this energy that we're in right now globally, it's a big energy. It's a big energy. You know, you're gonna have time to really like evaluate the Tower. Yeah, you know, this is like an awakening. It's almost like a rude awakening. I don't think I've ever referred to the Tower before as a rude awakening. And maybe that's what this, you know, this whole thing that's happening right now in the global community, in our country, everywhere, it's a Tower moment. This is a Tower moment on a global scale, you guys, what we're going through. It came in unexpectedly. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw this coming, where we can't travel, we can't gather in large groups. People are losing days from work, they're losing business. Entire, you know, gatherings are being canceled. In Sedona, the Sedona Yoga Festival was canceled. That's a huge festival. And so all over the world, it's just like a crumbling. But what happens with the Tower, it frees us from the devil. It frees us from the things that bind us. It frees us from our own fears, our own doubts, our own addictions, like all of those things. So people are really like having to reevaluate where they're spending their money right now, where they're spending their time. It's a hermit energy where we're being like forced to go within and stay at home and be still. The butterflies that you see here, you know, the Tower brings in total transformation. Like, it is nothing to fear. It can feel so scary when it happens because it happens so suddenly. You see that lightning? It happens so suddenly. It's very Uranian. And we're going through this transit of Taurus through Uranus for like the next 7 years or whatever. And it's bringing about change to Earth. Taurus is second house. It rules our possessions, our money, agriculture, the whole financial system, really. And, you know, it is like there's going to be a resetting of the financial system. So in this time, you may really be evaluating, like, what is going to sustain you through the next decade of your life? What is going to sustain you? You're coming in as a king, so like you have to be in charge. Now, whether you have a family or not, let's say you're the head of the household, or let's say you are single, right? And so you are in charge of yourself. Like, you really have no one to fall back on. With this tower that the whole world is having right now, this giant tower moment, it's like we have to decide what is going to sustain us through this next year, through the next decade. You know, we want to be abundant. That is like our birthright, to live in abundance and be joyful and be happy and have food and have just stability and abundance. And you may really be reevaluating what that's going to look like for you in terms of how you make your money. That's one of the other things about Taurus moving through Uranus. Uranus is revolutionary. It rules Aquarius. It's the future. Uranus is the future. So we've got Taurus, which is this earth energy, right? Moving through Uranus, which is about revolution and technology in the future. So I think that you really need to tap into, you know, your crown, your pineal gland, your deepest inner knowing, and decide, you know, how you're going to manifest in the physical this year, this decade, and kind of like as the legacy for the rest of your life. And it's going to be about things that bring you passion, or things that keep that spark going. What do you really love to do? You know, what do you really love to do? Because those are the things that are going to sustain you, you know, through potentially unsettled times, right? Really starting to rethink how we make money, how we provide for ourselves, if you have a family, for your family. It's big energy, guys. It's really big, and that's why I think like this spirit was carrying pails of water that were overflowing from the element of water, because there's so much. And this is surrounding, like I was hearing, worth. What are you worth? You know, knowing your worth, knowing what you're worth, knowing that you are worthy of this 10 of Pentacles. You're worthy of it because you're an earth angel. Okay, let's see what wants to come out next. Ace of Pentacles. I saw this in the pre-shuffle. And this is where the devil, there's the devil on the bottom. So that was, you know, first comes the devil, then comes the tower. So Spirit, my guides are just confirming, you know, that message that I was giving you about freeing ourselves. You know, that this thing that's happening around the world, it's actually here to free us. It's here for our liberation. I'm not bypassing what anybody is feeling, the fear, the panic, the worry. You know, I'm not bypassing any of that. But I'm saying that ultimately this is going to be a gift. It's big energy, guys. This Ace of Pentacles is coming in to tell you that if you leave something behind, there will be another opportunity. There will be, and it will be a solid opportunity. See, she's walking toward the light, and here's the light. That's what she's walking toward, and here it is. And this Ace of Pentacles is about a new beginning, a new opportunity, and you see it has roots. It's already started to grow roots. It already is growing roots, so it's solid. It's a really solid thing, okay? Whether it, now, maybe this is just about a relationship. Maybe you're like, you know what? I'm good on this whole global panic. I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really worried. I've been, you know, I have money saved. My business is actually doing well. So if you're in that space where you're good on those other things, and this is surrounding relationships, this really could be speaking to like walking away from a relationship, and a new love appearing. In any event, this is an opportunity. The aces, they hold the potential for the whole suit. So look, it came out like this. This is the goal, and you know, the 10 of Pentacles. And so here's where it starts. It starts with the ace. It's the potential, and what comes from it is totally, you know, it's up to you to decide, you know, what you're going to do with it. You're going to have to make some smart decisions. You're going to have to make some wise decisions. I think, you know, remembering that you're protected, calling in the energy of Michael, whatever energy you call in to keep you safe and protected, that is there for you. You're being guided, you know, you're divinely guided. And this could also be, okay, here's another storyline I'm getting, that you have been very abundant, water sign, very, very abundant, and you're taking that abundance and now you're putting it into something totally new, right? To start this cycle of pentacles over again and to grow something else, maybe something a little more higher level. Maybe you've been really successful, perhaps in an industry that you don't feel is aligned with your truth anymore, right? This could be, truly could be about that, because this is also, you know, we're in the midst of like a giant paradigm shift where structures are crumbling, the structures that like we've known for so long, for our whole lives, for hundreds of years. A lot of those structures are now crumbling, and maybe you've done really well inside of that system, but you're realizing that it's no longer aligned with your truth. Maybe it's an industry that you don't feel is, you know, is good for the collective. And so you're going to take what you know, your experience, the money that you do have, the network of people that you do have, and you're going to build something new. You're going to build something new that's more, you know, aligned with the new age. Maybe it's an eco-friendly company. Maybe it's a company that is going to empower, you know, women. If you're, you know, in the LGBTQ community, maybe it's something surrounding helping your community and employing people within your community. You know, just something different, a smaller business instead of, you know, maybe this is you working for the Fortune 500 company and making a lot of money. And now you're like, I'm starting my own thing. I'm starting my own thing, and it's going to have my vision, my creative vision. Because remember, this is you guys. This King of Wands, this is you, passionate, creative, inspired, magnetic. You know, you're calling all of this in. It's really amazing. So those are a few of the storylines that I'm getting, which makes me like really proud of you, water signs. Really, really like proud of you guys for this energy that you're holding right now. This energy that you're holding, even though I do feel as though your tide was so high, and you still may be there. So if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm an emotional mess, you know, if you're still in that high tide, that's okay. As a reader, I can tell you what energies are available to you through the cards, through my guides, through the channel that I'm tuned into. So this is an energy that is available to you guys. I see like a lot of hard work here, a lot of perhaps schooling. Again, it goes back to knowing your worth. Like that word came in so strongly. Reprogramming yourself around your own worth, to be like, I'm worth more than this. My time is worth more than this. My experience is worth more than this. My inner knowing is worth more than this. It's pretty cool, actually. So if you're not here yet, you know, these are energies that are available to you, and that's why, you know, I do these readings, is if you're not there yet, I want you to know that this is what's available to you. And if you are there, then this will serve as, you know, validation and confirmation. And perhaps, you know, hearing it from someone else is always helpful too. What we already know inside of us. I saw this in the pre-shuffle, and this I think is just this Nine of Swords. So I saw the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords in the pre-shuffle. There's the Moon energy at the bottom of the deck. Piscean, also Cancer for me as a reader. So there's that moon energy, and this is like talking about, you know, that we can't see everything. We just can't see everything right now. So it is a surrender. It is a surrendering. And so if you're doing this, still having like regret, you know, Swords energy is mental. So this is where you could be in your mind. Like I said, if you're like, I don't know, I'm just I'm all up in my feels, you might actually be all up in your head. So this is surrounding, you know, this came out underneath the Three of Wands. Like I said, you know, where we're kind of like waiting for those ships to come in. We know they're coming, we're just kind of waiting. And this could be the fear and the doubt, the things that can kind of keep you up at night, prevent you from sleeping, decision making, that kind of thing. And the moon at the bottom of the deck is saying, look, you need to surrender to the fact that, you know, you're not going to have all of the answers. There's always a mystery. There's always a mystery. Again, going back to using your intuition, really tapping into your inner knowing right now. Trust that, you know, that your feelings, your emotions are messengers. It's energy in motion, emotion, that these feelings, they move. The tide comes in and the tide goes out. The moon waxes and wanes. Sometimes it's dark and sometimes it's so bright. So just understanding and understanding as a water sign, you know, you're connected to the cycles of the moon just because you're a water sign, tapping into your intuition and your inner knowing, but at the same time surrendering to the mystery that you're not going to have all of the answers right now. You know, it's speaking to the duality, the two, you know, the sort of like the tamed dog and the wild dog or the wolf, and the duality, the day and the night, the light and the shadow, the black and the white. And this mermaid she's just completely in surrender to the cycles of her emotions, to the tides, to the mystery of the unknown, to the nighttime, and not being able to see everything so clearly. And I think that that's what this Nine of Swords energy is. It's just that you can't, you know, you can't see it all. Maybe you can feel it. Maybe you can feel it because you're a water sign. You feel like it's all going to lead to this. But in your mind, you're wondering how. Well, how? Show me how. I don't know how. And, you know, and this is, you know, this reading is coming in to tell you to trust yourself, to trust that you are here on a mission. This Earth Angel card coming out, that you have a mission, a purpose, a higher purpose. Again, like surrounding your worth, what your soul is worth, really, what your soul is worth. That you have this mission, you're protected, and this is there for you. It's there for you, and it's okay. You know, if this is happening, it's okay. It's like a wave, except this being a wave in the mind. You know, it will pass. It will pass. Interesting, you guys. So I think we'll get I know what we'll do. We're gonna get a card for Pisces, a card for Cancer, and a card for Scorpio, okay? So I'm gonna do them boom, 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 one right after the other. So we're just going to ask Metatron for a card for, and Michael, a card for Pisces first, and then a card for Cancer, and then a card for Scorpio, okay? One more time. Okay, so Pisces, your card is the Sun. Beautiful, beautiful Pisces. I mean, this is just like the potential for everything. Like Pisces, I know that this energy has been really heavy for you guys. I just have this feeling like Pisces have really been going through it. The Sun's coming out. The sun comes out to tell you, you know, it's kind of like the opposite of the moon, where you will see everything clearly. This is where we do see everything clearly. This came out in my fire reading, and we were talking in the fire reading about just like becoming like a conduit of light, actually like taking in the light, and you know, like it's almost like a surge of energy that's going to be passing through you and from you. Again, going into Aries season, we're going to be in a fire energy, and I think you're going to feel really enlivened in this new season, whether it's spring for you or autumn for you. There's going to be a reawakening of your energy, like a fish out of water, like coming out of the water onto dry lands once again. Get out in the sun if you can. So you might really just need to get out into the sun, but just being like, look at her, arms stretched wide open, receiving light, just receiving the light. Our sun is a star, so it's also a healing energy. It's bringing everything to light. I think you're going to have a lot of answers soon. I think that this energy of not being sure completely, you know, being up in the head, she's not up in her head at all. You know, the sun is just, it's such a powerful energy. It's such a powerful card. I was wondering where the major arcana was in this reading, because there isn't any. You know, 6-card spread. It's not a big spread, but still. So that's yours. Cancer, 6 of Swords. So Cancer, this is telling you to go within and to leave behind the things that no longer serve you. So it's kind of like the 8 of Cups, how the 8 of Cups, she walks away from the things that don't serve her, like emotionally anymore. And the 6 of Swords asks you to go more within, as far as the thought structures. That's maybe that reprogramming was for Cancer. Like it's like a retraining of your mind. So getting out of negative thinking, taking with you the thoughts that still serve you, the way in which you think. If you think of Swords energy as your thoughts, your beliefs, the way that you communicate, that kind of thing. And the 6 is where she's in a boat, kind of like guided by spirit. So she's taking a journey into calmer waters. So the water element does come in. It comes in the 6 of Swords. It's a rebalancing of the mind. It's where we're like reharmonizing the energies of the mind, our mind's constructs. So leaving behind these negative thought patterns, self-sabotaging thought patterns, so that we can be decisive again, and so that we can communicate our thoughts in a more balanced way with other people. So that's going to be important for you, I think, you know, over the next week or so, week or 2 weeks even, closing out the month of March, is just kind of like reprogramming the way in which you think about things, a shift in perspective, right? This is linked into the Lovers, major arcana of the Lovers, which is, you know, really like figuring out what you love, the union between the mind and the heart, unifying the energy of the mind with the heart. So that's for you, Cancer. And then Scorpio, last but not least, 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. So this is about your Pentacles, Scorpio. Maybe perhaps right now not overspending, being a little bit more conservative with your money. Yeah, it's interesting because with the 10 and then the 4 and then the Ace and then the 4, like I said, you know, she's in this marketplace and she has the opportunity to like go out and buy a bunch of things, and she doesn't. A lot of people will see this as kind of like, 4 is where we pause. It's where we pause. So this is saying to like take your time with it. I don't feel like this is necessarily you like blocking your heart chakra. She is covering her heart with her coin purse, right? But in this deck, I really see her as someone who knows the value of things. Again, going back to the message of worth that I heard, it's like deciding what is worth putting your time, effort, and investment into. So really being discerning right now about what you're going to invest your time, your energy, and your money into, and just being a little bit more conservative with that energy. Maybe you are, you know, Scorpio, maybe you are a little bit worried about your money right now. And maybe that's what's keeping you up at night. And that could be for all of you. You know, this could just be about your money, about providing for your family, putting food in everyone's mouth, keeping a roof over everyone's head, being the man in the house, so to speak. You could be partnered up and it's an equal partnership, but still, you're coming out very strong as a king here. So a king has a lot weighing on his shoulders, or her shoulders. You know, the whole kingdom, really, all of the people within that kingdom are relying upon him to keep things going, to keep things in order. And so Scorpio, this is telling me that, you know, just be conservative, be discerning. Again, going back to the worth energy that I was hearing, the word worth, knowing what's worth your time, your energy, and that kind of thing. So that's really nice, you guys. Let's see, I want to get you guys a love card from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck by Angela Hartfield. So we'll just get one Whispers of Love card, and then we're going to end the reading with a very, very, very special deck called the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. And it's a deck that I just recently received from Glastonbury, and it is magical. It's an 88 card deck. I'm still learning it, but I've been using it every single day, and it's so high level and connects in with the energies of Lemuria, the Pleiades, the Andromedans, dolphin energy, just super, super high level stuff. So if you want to know what that message is, you know, you can stick around. If you feel like that's not really something that you're interested in, then that's okay too. So let's get one card for and from the element of water for the next week regarding love, relationships, and our heart space. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. And there is this beautiful goddess, and she is, okay, she's riding on a bird over the ocean. And it looks like springtime. 49, so that's breaking down to a 6, right? No, sorry. 49, 9, 13, breaking down to a 4, sorry. Okay, 4 energy being about foundations, about our foundations. So this is saying actions speak loudly, express your love through actions. So the people around you, water sign, maybe kind of wondering what's going on with you. If you've detached a little bit this last week or two because of the energies, the people around you may just need a small gesture, just a small gesture from you. That's kind of what I'm hearing, you know, whether it's just a little note or cooking someone a meal, that kind of a thing. And this could also be the way that others are with you. So perhaps with the people in your life, and establishing this worth and the things that, you know, that are no longer serving you, to really look at people's actions. So that's the other message that I'm getting, is to really look at people's actions, whether that's in business, your relationship, friendships, you know, whatever that is really looking at their actions towards you. How are they, you know, what are they doing versus what are they saying? and kind of using that as a way to discern, you know, who gets your time and energy right now. Okay. All right. So the last card that we're going to take, like I said, is from the Lemurian Star Child's Oracle. This is a really special deck. I just want to get, the book at least, just to show you guys. Well, anyway, it's all the way over there. So I'll just put the link in the description box. But there are 88 cards in this deck. They're really big. I've shuffled them a lot. So we're just going to, you know, shuffle them in this way. I really have to stretch my hands to use them. So I just wanted to get one. These decks, these cards are also activators, and there's so much light language on them that you can really like meditate with them. You can sort of like place your hand right over them and receive downloads and codes from the light language and from whatever, you know, these authors, it's a couple in Glastonbury, have activated into these cards is just phenomenal. So I want to get one card for and from the element of water. One more time, then we're going to take the card. Okay. Inner child attunement. So this this deck is broken up into a few different categories, and one of which is unity. And so this card comes out in the category of unity, where we're coming into a state of higher consciousness, where we recognize the interconnectedness, you know, of all things and all people. I love this card. You know, it's such a soft card, and it kind of like even goes back a little bit to the blues and the blues and like the kind of like deep indigos, and even associated with the sugilite. You can see how all of these cards sort of have like a very similar color theme, and I always link the cards together by color, especially with oracle cards. So this message is definitely coming from, you know, from this energy. Look at how similar, you guys, these blues and purples. So it is about, let's see, go within. So I was saying, take some time to really go within right now. Listen and loving parenting. Yeah. So this could be like your inner child that's coming through to speak to you right now, to tell you what it wants. And like I said, this whole like energy of reevaluating what's going to sustain us, you know, in this next era, because I see us moving into a new era. What does your inner child have to say about that? What does the energy of the inner child want you to know? Like, what does your inner child love to do? What did you love to do as a child? What were you passionate about? Regarding healing, you know, the letting go part, going within. Oh, it doesn't say letting go. Interesting. I'm just hearing letting go. Of healing some of the inner child. Like if you can do some work with your own inner child, some meditations as to, you know, where there still may be wounding from your childhood, and kind of going in and giving your inner child love. If there was love that you didn't receive from your parents, you know, like parenting yourself, like going back and doing that for yourself even now in this present moment. And if you do have children, you know, this whole time of whatever, you know, these energies that we're moving through, and having to kind of like be at home more, being able to spend more time connecting with your children. Your children, you know, are there also to teach you and to help you, you know, resolve some of your issues or unresolved wounds from childhood. So like doing that together, letting your children be your teacher as well, really listening to them. What are they feeling? What are their hopes for the future? What are their visions? Because if they're going to be your legacy, then it would be really important to listen to like how they envision the future, and perhaps building your legacy around some of the visions of your children, which is kind of new paradigm, like Age of Aquarius thing to do. Really listening to these kids that are coming in now are coded in a different way. Like they're coming in with more wisdom, more knowledge, more inner knowing. Have you noticed that? I definitely have. So again, you know, I love these colors that are just, I mean, can we just look at how beautiful your oracle cards are? Third eye chakra, crown chakra, throat chakra. This is about receiving downloads from, you know, your highest self, from your angels, your guardian angel, your spirit guides, the universe, and being able to communicate that with the world and like kind of manifest it into the physical. Bring the information into the physical. You definitely, you guys, are beacons of light. You know, you have the opportunity to kind of like walk through this portal, this gateway here that we see in this Sujilite card, in this dreams card. Like this is an opportunity to walk through a portal right now, a gateway into a whole new paradigm, a whole new life for yourself. So yeah, it's not that it's going to necessarily happen easily. There's going to be work involved. You're going to have to leave some things behind. You're going to have to leave some ways of thinking behind, some ways of doing. Perhaps some relationships are going to have to be left behind. But it's all for the good. Ultimately, it's all a gift, you know. It's giving you the gift of like a very powerful future, a very abundant future, a very abundant future that's filled with the things that you love, that's inspired. And just remember, when you're dealing with people, to show them that like you mean business through your actions. So if it's not sometimes enough just to like communicate something with someone, but to actually show them, and then also to watch, to observe what other people are showing you through their actions. But to be compassionate as well, you know, which I know that as a water sign is usually easy for you to be compassionate because you're so empathic. So yeah, all right. I think that wraps it up. Let's just see what was at the bottom of the deck. I felt her. So the bottom of the deck is the Empress. Yeah, giving birth to the new. You know, she is creation. She's creation in the physical. Total creation in the physical. Number 3, that's why I was saying like the 3 of Wands being linked to the Empress. She's creation in the physical. She nurtures the things that she loves. She knows how to nurture the things that she loves. Really nurture them. Everything around her grows. Everything grows when the Empress is around. She's Mother Earth. She's Gaia. You know, she's the divine feminine within all of us, male or female. Just total loving, unconditional love, total nurturing, loving energy. For some of you, you could be pregnant, or you could be finding out that you're pregnant, or this could be, you know, just a time if you're looking to get pregnant, that you may be extra fertile right now. I love that this Empress in this deck has the moon. So the moon's come out 3 times for you guys. Well, with the Sujilite, and then I think the moon was at the bottom of the deck, and now the Empress, there is a moon. So the phases of the moon, you know, coming in like really, really strongly. We're gonna have the next moon will be, I believe, is the full moon in Aries. I believe is the next full moon. I could be wrong. Oh, there might be a new moon coming in first. Anyway, so just to be cognizant, you know, of the cycles of the moon and how that's affecting you, how that's affecting the water element. Anyway, okay, so I think we're done. I wish you all just a really great week ahead. You know, my thoughts and my My love is really with everyone in the collective in a really, really big way right now. Don't forget to take extra good care of yourself right now. Take some vitamin C every day, or, you know, eat lots of oranges and things like that. Drink lots of water. Take some magnesium and zinc at night. Zinc will boost your immune system. Magnesium will calm your nerves. It will calm you, you know, from that energy, and help you sleep a little bit better. You know, the tendency to like indulge in drugs and alcohol is pretty high during Pisces season. So hopefully you are kind of staying sober. There's no judgment, you know, it's your life, whatever you choose to do. Just remember that the Archangel Michael wants to be with you, that his energy is available to all of you who are watching this, and you can absolutely 100% thank him for protecting you and for protecting the ones that you love. So I'll leave it at that, and I will see you guys real soon. Thank you so much, and take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.